Imagine this for a moment. You walk into a crowded room. People are laughing, talking, and going about their daily lives. Their conversations are full of ordinary concerns: work, family, money, news, gossip. The room feels warm with familiarity, as if everyone shares the same rhythm. But then something happens. Your eyes catch a pattern that nobody else notices. Maybe it's the way people repeat phrases without thinking. Maybe it's the emptiness behind their laughter. Maybe it's a deeper truth hidden beneath the surface of the ordinary. For a moment, you feel awake in a way others are not. You see not only what is happening, but also what is hidden. And suddenly you understand why Carl Jung said, "To see differently is both a gift and a danger." This script is about that experience. The gift and burden of vision, the loneliness of awakening, and the responsibility that comes with seeing truths others cannot. It is about the path of individuation, the shadow, and the outsider. It is about the courage required to live authentically when the world asks you to conform. By the end, you will see that what feels like a curse is in fact a destiny, and that the solitude of vision can become the soil of your deepest strength. To see beyond the collective illusion is rare. Most people live inside what Jung called the collective mind. It is the network of shared beliefs, traditions, and assumptions that keep society running smoothly. These beliefs are like invisible walls. They make life predictable, comfortable, and safe. But some individuals are born with a different sight. They notice contradictions, they sense hidden motives, they see behind the mask of social roles. This kind of vision is a gift. It allows you to understand yourself and the world more deeply. It allows you to notice patterns that others ignore. It allows you to step out of the flow of blind conformity and ask, is this true? Is this real? Does this matter? But it is also a burden, because once you see, you cannot unsee. Once the illusion breaks, you cannot fully return to the comfort of collective sleep. You are pulled into a space between two worlds, the ordinary world of comfort and the lonely world of truth. Jung called this process individuation. It means becoming who you truly are instead of what society tells you to be. It means breaking free from the collective illusion, even if it costs you acceptance, comfort, or belonging. And here lies the paradox. The more you awaken, the more alone you may feel. People resist uncomfortable truths. Why? Because beliefs are not just ideas. They are safety. They are identity. They are the glue that holds families, communities, and nations together. When you question a belief, you don't just challenge an idea. You shake the foundation of someone's life. You make them feel unsafe. This is why truth-tellers often face rejection. History is filled with examples. Socrates, forced to drink poison for questioning the Athenian way of life. Galileo, condemned for saying the earth moves around the sun. Nietzsche, dismissed as mad for exposing the illusions of morality. Kierkegaard, ignored in his time for challenging shallow Christianity. The crowd defends its illusions fiercely. And when you see differently, you may become the target of its resistance. You may be mocked, you may be called arrogant, you may be ignored, or worse, you may be punished for speaking what others are not ready to hear. This is why Jung said the gift of vision is dangerous, because truth does not arrive gently. It disrupts, it destabilizes, it awakens. Plato gave us the image of the cave. In the cave, people are chained to the wall, watching shadows flicker on the stone. They mistake these shadows for reality, but one person breaks free. They step outside and see the light of the sun. At first, the light is painful, it blinds them, but slowly their eyes adjust, and they see the real world, vivid, alive, full of depth. Now imagine that person returning to the cave. They try to tell the others, what you see are only shadows. There is a greater reality outside. But the others laugh, they mock, they may even become violent, because the comfort of the cave feels safer than the frightening brightness of truth. Jung expanded this story. He said, "Awakening always carries loneliness. To see beyond the collective is to walk a solitary path. The road of individuation cannot be walked in a crowd, and yet it is in that very solitude that the true self is forged." Why do people resist truth so fiercely? Because truth shines light on what they would rather not see. Jung called this the shadow, the hidden parts of the psyche that we deny, repress, or project onto others. The shadow is not just personal, it is also collective. Entire societies hide from truths that threaten their stability. When you speak a hidden truth, you force others to face their shadow. This is painful, and pain often transforms into anger. That anger may be directed at you. For example, a whistleblower exposes corruption. The system attacks them. An artist reveals hypocrisy. The public mocks them. A friend speaks an uncomfortable truth. Others distance themselves. It is not because the truth is wrong. It is because it is unbearable. And yet, growth is impossible without facing the shadow. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." The awakened individual then carries the burden of seeing not only the light, but also the shadow within themselves and within society. Visionaries often live as outsiders. They do not fully belong to the collective. They see differently, feel differently, create differently. Artists like Vincent van Gogh lived with this burden. In his time, he was dismissed, ridiculed, and ignored, yet his vision planted seeds that blossomed long after his death. Reformers, philosophers, prophets, inventors. Many carried the same fate. They were misunderstood in life but revered in memory. This is the outsider archetype, the figure who carries vision ahead of their time. Their loneliness is the soil from which transformation grows. The outsider suffers but also creates. They plant seeds of change that only future generations may harvest. But here lies a danger. Seeing differently can lead to arrogance. You may begin to feel superior, inflated, detached from the ordinary world. This is the trap of ego inflation. On the other hand, vision can also lead to despair. The loneliness may feel unbearable. The rejection may feel crushing. You may want to give up, hide, or numb yourself. Jung warned against both extremes. The task is not to rise above others, nor to sink into despair. The task is to carry the vision with humility. True individuation is a balance between belonging and authenticity, between silence and expression, between humility and courage. To see differently does not mean you must reject the world. It means you must learn to live in it authentically, even when misunderstood.